Well, here it is again. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Warning, I slept so well. It's like 10 hours. That's great. So like I said, I slept great. My neighbors were interesting though. It wasn't bad. Kind of wanted neighbors in general, just for wildlife reasons, but the problem is they got in their truck about every 20 minutes and drove for 5 minutes and came back. And then they would drive across the stream. There's a little path you can get through. It's about 2 feet deep. And then they would go back, and then they would get in their truck again, drive, and then they get back. And they did that about 10 times. And then they had their generator going all night. And I'm not sure why they want their generator going all night either. I can't think why. Maybe they're charging their phone. Anyway, besides that, it was very nice. In fact, I'll show you the ways for sleeping out in the backcountry comfortably. This is where like you get into the whole carrying a little more than you need to, or something, a setup that's a little bit bigger than you need to, but it's like being at home. So this is just my jacket liner. Okay, pillow is just a random inflatable pillow. They don't even make this brand anymore, so forget about that. The combo that works is any Big Agnes sleeping bag. This one is the Echo Park -20. I'll get into why I chose that in a minute, but any Big Agnes sleeping bag that has this sort of attachment underneath. And then the pad is the Thermarest Neo Air, and I chose that one because it's a little pricey, just so you know, but it has like a really high R value, which is the thing that insulates you from the ground. I think it's like maybe 4.2 to 4.5, something like that. But the thing is, you don't get cold with this combo. This specific pillow, or this specific sleeping bag, -20 is like the survival rate, but I've camped in it in the teens, and it was very comfortable. I think I would start getting cold if around maybe 10 degrees, but in the teens it was fine. It was plenty comfortable inside. It is bulky because it's not down. That's the thing. I don't believe it's down, at least. I'm pretty sure it's not. That was the pricing compromise I made. To get down at this level, it was like 500 and up. And I didn't want to spend that much, so this version was only like 200 or so, maybe 300. So that combo is amazing. So, and it stays on the pad. That's kind of the nice part. And then I am a believer in this. This is the Sea to Summit Thermalite Reactor Extreme. And I use it for two reasons. One, they say it adds like 5 degrees of warmth, which I believe. I think it does. You get in this, then you get in your sleeping bag. But secondarily, this seems like a pain to clean. It's fairly new to me. I've only camped in it a couple times, so it hasn't been to the dry cleaners yet. But this keeps it cleaner longer, because this I can just throw in the washing machine. So yeah, amazing combo. But we're gonna get some coffee going. That is first priority. Excuse the weird outfit, but it's just my jacket liner. When you're moto camping, you want to try to make everything have at least 2 uses. So I didn't bring a separate jacket because I knew I had this. But anyway, I wanted to also share another little tip. Mountain House meals are great. The dehydrated ones, they're great. They're a little pricey, but they work well. But if you want a cheaper alternative that's really just as good, I recommend one of these mashed potatoes, like $1, and any can of chicken. They have the stewed beef. You just put that over it. Oh, so good. And it makes just as much food. It's a lot, actually. It's a big meal, and it's like a fraction of the cost. So highly recommend. I also pre-pack a bunch of coffees into single serving packets, so they're just ready to go. And I have a bunch of them in my bag. I refill them every few camping trips. This is that little stove that I like so much. I also label my canisters numerically so that, like, this is number 2, the next one, the new one's number 3. I always know that I'm using the older one, and I always travel with 2, with one that's currently open and then the one I'm about to use, and never run out. Never have to guess if it's half empty or not. You can kind of tell by feeling them too. Mix of powdered coffee, freeze-dried coffee, what's the term? Like Folgers, and creamer. Wow, am I glad to be leaving this campsite. I will explain why in a minute. However, goodbye, beautiful view and river. This bag started ripping. My little Tuscaloosa, we've been through so much together. Bye, ruffians. Back on the road. So the thing was, I pulled in last night thinking, oh, what a nice little family. There's kids. Some of the kids looked as young as like 7th grade, maybe 6th grade, something like that. Then they were playing the music loud, you know, out loud for everyone to hear. And that's, okay, one strike, not a big deal. And then they are getting in their trucks about every 15 minutes all afternoon and night. They're driving across the river. They're pulling up big trees like this one here, that size, that you know, they're obviously rooted trees. They're pulling those out and dragging them across the river and using them to burn. I don't even know if there was a fire restriction. I think there is, and they were having a big bonfire. And then they ran the generator all night, still going in the morning. They were pointing their flashlight at my campsite as they were walking in and out at night. And then this morning they fired a gun. It was definitely something like a 22. It wasn't like a big one, but still, you know, they're just rough people. Yeah, there's some interesting folks you're gonna find in this area, I guess. That was the experience. I did sleep well though. Beautiful campsite, but I don't know if I would camp in this area. You'd have to find your own little spot, maybe not at a designated campsite. Maybe that's the way to go, and I probably should have done that. I kind of wanted neighbors though, just because I know they're making sound and scaring wildlife away, so it's a trade-off. But I mean, people are probably worse than animals, and I had bear spray and stuff, so probably should have just done that, but whatever, it's done. And I survived. I did not die, and I don't know what they were leaving for. Like, they kept leaving in their trucks and coming back. It was like 5-minute trips over and over. I think they were bored. I really think they were bored. They just get in the truck and rev the engine and drive around, come back, and then do that again. I just think that's, I don't know, I guess they were bored. Someone tell me, if you do that, why do you do that? And I kind of left in a hurry. That's because they fired the gun, and then I packed up, and so I was like, I just need to get out of here. But I'm going to pull up one of these sites and then just have a quick look at my packing and make sure everything is secured. You know, oh, that's the other thing. So I thought it was a family, and you know, because there was like a bunch of kids, and then I come to realize after watching it, I was like, they are all ages like 11-ish to like 20. There's no adults. I mean, 20, I guess, technically adult. But I mean, like the 20-year-old was the one that was dragging trees across the river, and they got loud, and you could tell they were all just blasted out of their minds. I knew it was going to happen. I knew they were all going to start arguing late at night, and they did. And they got in fights and yelled, and then they tired themselves out. Yeah, I was like, I know how this is going to go, and it did. So basically, it was Lord of the Flies. It was just, there was no adults, there was no structure. It was just shoot your guns, drive your trucks, haul and harvest wood, even if the tree was alive. Bonfires as big as you want, Lord of the Flies. Okay, now, all complaining aside, I'm having the time of my life. I want to be clear. The riding's been amazing, and that camp spot was gorgeous. Whee! Don't want to get the boots wet. Okay, interesting. We're in private land. And it said that there's a sign, and so nice of them to let us come through, I guess. So far, it's been a lot like this. Really pretty. There's been a lot of mud. I mean, to my knowledge, it hasn't rained in a couple days, but man, this mud is sticking around, so I can't go too fast because it's been creeping up on me, and I have a new respect for mud after the incident yesterday. Got some aspens. Must be pretty high up. I have a feeling we're about to get some nice views, but lots of switchbacks. Yeah, pretty steep ascent here. Look at this meadow. That was a steep descent as well. These plants are pretty. I wonder what they are. Got some wildflowers. This is pretty prime. It's starting to look like Colorado. Welcome to Vallecitos. Wow. Cool little town. Not very big. Cows roam free. I guess we're doing paved for a little while. Ooh, what a nice mural. Oh, stand up, stretch the legs. Alright, currently on Vallecitos Pass. And climbing rapidly. It's rocky, a lot of pinon. This looks like New Mexico. Love it. A lot of switchbacks still. And a beautiful view out there. Yeah, let's stop right here. Look at that view. These mountains don't look super tall. We'll see what's on the other side though, but I had a little scary moment back there. It was just a bunch of mud, and I didn't film it, should have, but yeah, it was just a little tricky to get through. Didn't get stuck, but I really had to stop and think about my path for each one, and then there was moments where, you know, I knew I'd put my foot down, there wouldn't be anything there, so I had to just keep the speed up and hope for the best, and it all worked out. But I guess it's kind of a perspective thing. Like, it's easy to get, at least for me, to get in my head when I'm out here by myself. I need to remember that, like, you know, going forward, if there's some obstacle like that, you don't always have to go through the obstacle, especially on a motorcycle. The problem was, in that particular section, there was these big mud walls on every side, on both sides of the road, so I couldn't get up on the side. But I guess what I could have done is gone back a ways. I would have had to go through a couple other mud bogs, but gone back a ways, try to find a little side path through. And the other thing that's kind of comforting to know is that I'm up in these mountain passes. I have like one more after this. Yet Highway 285 isn't that far off to my right. So that's good. That's kind of comforting to know. So I saw this and I got nervous. I was like, no, did they close the last little section of the BDR? You get close. It just says, please close the gate. Thanks. It's just this. Big open plains right now. Well, I hope the expert section focus was helpful. I was watching some videos before I set out to do this, and although there are a few videos that show, like, you know, a few spots here and there, but there wasn't anything as comprehensive as I would have liked for a nervous rider like me. So I really wanted to make this so that you could see exactly what the worst of it was and plan for it. And so I hope that helps you decide which route you're going to take, and if you're going to do this, and you should do this one. This is a good road. It's a good route, and you'll be challenged, and there'll be really beautiful spots and some scary moments, and it's worth it though. Alright, we're at an official point of interest. It's called Views of San Antonio Mountain, which, oh, I don't know. I assume it's that mountain way off in the distance with the snow on it. Probably not this hill, but please let me know. On my left, the Rio Los Pinos, or Rio de Los Pinos possibly. So we dropped down quite a bit, and a little rocky, but good. And now we're by this beautiful river. Oh, is that a camp spot? Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one. Beautiful, clear river. Well, this is one of the more pretty spots of the BDR today, of Section 8, by the river. Nice road. Inviting little tables to sit at for lunch. Maybe I should. Nah, I want to finish the BDR. But I really would love to sit there and relax. I'm considering going home today. It's only day 2. And doing this whole thing in an overnight is a lot, but the ride home's 3 hours, so probably 3.5 to 4 hours by XT250. Be nice to be in my own bed, get a shower. This is probably some of the best camping in New Mexico right here. Right near the border, Section 8 of the BDR. You can camp on the river. Let's figure out what land we're on. So it's Forest Road 284, Carson National Forest. It's just endless river meadows. A surprise rocky climb out of this little river canyon. And I thought I'd want to show you guys so that you have an idea of what to expect. It's not all roses. It's not horribly steep. Go tractor, go! Tractor me out of this canyon. Alright, railroad. Kubris and Toltec, maybe? I don't know. You guys tell me. Yeah, just crossed over this. That climb continued, but it wasn't as bad as the initial climb. It was just rocky, but not too steep. But yeah, there it is. So cool. Let's see if this sign tells us what it is. Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad. I think that railroad's supposed to be one of the markers of, you know, being near the end. Well, here it is again. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh. 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 We're good. Oh, we're good. Ignition off. Right at the end. Oh, twisted my leg. We'll see if it's okay, but right at the end. Let's get her up. First drop ever, and it's on camera. Alright, we'll try here. It's so light. Let's see if I might have to just do it the wrong way. Well, let's see. Not a good place to grab. Twisted leg. I think we're okay. I think we're fine. We'll see how that feels later. Make sure the GoPro's still going. Yes, that's most important. XT lives to fight another day, it looks like. I thought for a second this was bent at such a slow speed. That's so funny, like none of that crazy stuff before. But that's what did it for me, that 2-inch bump. I guess you never know. Yeah, it's amazing when you're falling. You feel your leg twist your body as the bike twists your leg. Our milk crate survives. Looks good. Turn signals are good. I believe we got out of that scot-free. I deserve a water break after that. Yeah, we're all good. I'm good. That's my first drop on the XT ever, and first drop on the BDR. First drop in a long time, actually. Yeah, I don't think I've dropped a bike since pre-COVID, but I haven't done anything this crazy before, like a BDR, you know. Alright, well, we're good to go. This took most of it. I can already feel the fun beginning in my left knee where it twisted. Good to know that the XT250, as well as the milk crate that sits on top of it, is indestructible. Starts right back up. Okay. Yeah. We got a little soreness in the left leg. We're gonna do this though. The border is so close. It's like, looks like a couple 100 feet away. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. I could have not been wearing boots because that landed on my foot. That would have really sucked.
Make sure you have heavy-duty boots that can protect your foot from the weight of your bike. But I can't even tell if there's any damage on this thing. I mean, I looked at scratches and I can't even tell. It looks like the same as it always has. Very special moment here in the BDR. Here we are at colorful Colorado. We made it. I'm not getting up for a picture though because of my leg. I just want to be done. I'm not going to pretend like that was some high speed, you know, slide on asphalt or anything. It was just a low speed crash in the dirt. So, but putting that aside, all my gear performed really well actually, now that I think about it. I can't even tell. I think it was the left side. I mean, it was the left side, but like scratch wise, I can't even tell on the bike. So the hand guards did great. I must have fallen on my left hand. Don't see any damage on both hands. I know I was on my left knee. I could see the dirt, but I don't see any evidence of damage otherwise. Same thing with the boot, and that also took the weight of the bike. And all my bags and everything, like the tusk bags and all that, did fine. I don't see any tears that I'm aware of. And the milk crate's good. So yeah, I have to say, this, you know, like this brand Reacts that I'm using for my gloves, they're not the most expensive brand, but it was fine. They did great. All right, so we are about to finish the BDR. We're on some flat, straight roads for a bit here that take us to Antonito, and then I'm looking for a sign for a picture, and then I am done. I'm heading back tonight, and I'll probably be back around sunset. That's fine. And I just want to be in my own bed, see my wife, see the dog, and yeah, not have dehydrated food. Welcome to Antonito. We are greeted by a train. That is cool. That's cool. I'm gonna pull over here. There's 285. I'm gonna take that home. Let's get a real look at the main square. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Antonito. The Steam Train Hotel. Caboose burgers, pizza floats. The Palace Hotel. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Antonito. I keep wanting to call it San Antonito. There is no San, only Antonito. All right. Oh, my left knee. All right, going back to get the picture. Wrap this show up.